what are we seeing out there of what may have been an idea before of what was a normal compensation in these spaces versus maybe what we're seeing now? What are these, junior
Mhm.
advisors looking for? Is that, is there a large gap between what owner advisors or G1s are looking to offer versus what is being requested? And what are we seeing the data say as far as what actually is standard?
Well, first and foremost, we're collecting what we think is the most comprehensive snapshot of compensation data in the space. So we're doing that right now. So we've got our initial cohort of data. We've got over 3,000 roles in our compensation database. So we're going to be able to actually analyze that in real time going forward. But anecdotally, over the last 15 years or so, what we've seen in our practice, and I would be very curious, you've been in the recruiting business longer than we've been in the compensation business. But what we've seen is, kind of in line with that role specialization, we've seen a movement away from business development type structures. So it's commonly called revenue sharing or eat what you kill. We've seen an erosion of that being used, and largely that's due to the fact of, business owners don't want to pay a percentage of revenue for someone who's not in business development. So in other words, paying someone a percentage of revenue just to manage the assets, that cost to employ that person goes up dramatically when the market goes up. And when it goes down, it doesn't necessarily go down either. Because what happens is these new hires, they want stability. They want their income to increase every single year. And so what we've seen is a movement towards base plus bonus for most roles. Business development roles, roles that are specifically designed to bring clients in the door, we still are seeing revenue splitting represent a pretty substantial portion of their total pay package. But for paraplanners or junior advisors, what we see more often than not right now is a base plus bonus structure. And in the bonus side is where we see a high degree of nuance. We can do very sophisticated things. We used to say we can design the most complex bonus system that you could even imagine, but if you have to calculate it every month and it takes you a whole day to calculate it, it's not really useful. So when we work with a client and we're working on a bonus structure, what we're trying to do is, what are we trying to accomplish with the role? What are the personality types that are going to be filling that role? Is it someone who's a hunter, or is it someone who's going to be managing, be more of a relationship manager type or a paraplanner? All the different nuances around there. And what data can we collect? So what KPIs are actually important to the practice? And we start there as kind of a framework.